One of the frustrations that I've had with Copilot, and I know I'm not alone, is that every conversation I have is a reset. As awesome as Copilot is at helping me be productive and catching up on meetings and generating documents, there are certain key things that I have to tell it every time. What if there was a way to let Copilot know a little more about you, your preferences, the language that you use, how you like your output formatted? Well, you don't have to wait much longer. In preview now and rolling out to everyone during July is a new feature called Memory, which along with custom instructions will allow you to customize Copilot and make it much more your own. Let's head on over to the computer and take a look. So let's take a look and see what Microsoft has to say about Copilot Memory and custom instructions. As you can see here, it says Copilot will pick up on important details from your conversation, such as things like I prefer Python for data science, or I'm working on Project Alpha, and it will remember them as it goes along. You can also tell Copilot, please remember I like using bullet points in my writing, and Copilot will log this as a memory. In addition, if you've got custom instructions, you can enter those in here as well, such as keeping my emails concise, use a formal tone. So let's take a look in Copilot and see how this is actually implemented. Okay, I'm in Copilot now and I can access these new features through the little three dots menu there. I can go into my settings and you can see I've got custom instructions and I have Copilot Memory. I'm going to go into the custom instructions first and I'm going to give Copilot a few of the details that I'd like it to obey for me. Okay, so I've entered in my custom instructions here. We have always use a professional tone, use bullet points to communicate ideas, use British English. When presenting data, always try to format it in a clear and concise table. I do like my data in tables, so I can make those changes and save. If I now go into memory, we can see Copilot hasn't captured any of my memories yet. So when chatting with Copilot, it will remember details to personalize your experience. You can also create memories by saying, remember, I like concise responses, for instance. So let's go into Copilot, have a chat with it, and let's get something in these memories. Okay, so I've got my question ready to go. Ask me 5 questions to learn more about my writing style, and we'll see what Copilot comes up with. Tone and formality, structure and formatting, audience awareness, very, very good. Preferred length and depth, voice and personalization, brilliant. Okay, so tone and formality, do you prefer a strictly professional tone in all written communications, or are there contexts where a more conversational or persuasive tone is appropriate? So I've gone, as you can see here, for professional tone. Structure and formatting, do you prefer concise bullet points and tables, as you've noted? As you've noted, that is fantastic. I've literally just put in my preferences to use bullet points and tables, and Copilot's already picked up on that. That's kind of blown me away. I didn't know it was going to do that. That's fantastic. Or do you also appreciate narrative explanation? So I've kind of said, yeah, narrative explanations where necessary. Audience awareness, who is your typical audience? My typical audience is non-technical, so write accordingly. And preferred length and depth. So I've gone for in-depth analysis. Always give me the detail, and if I want to chunk it down, I will do so myself. So voice and personalization, I would like a neutral, objective voice. So I'll just click go, and you can see there, you get this little memory updated feature there. So it's told me, thanks, very helpful. I'll make sure to reflect your preferences and everything I write for you. If you'd like to refine or adjust anything further, just let me know. So you can see Mark prefers professional tone, uses narrative explanations where necessary, writes for a non-technical audience, values in-depth analysis, and prefers a neutral, objective voice. So I can just click through and go into here. If I wish to, I can go in, I can delete that memory if I want to. If I want to, I might want to delete that and I might want to give in some different responses. What an amazing feature. I'm still kind of blown away by the fact that it already noted that I'd put in bullet points and tables for information and kind of gave me that option. That is fantastic. I love that. So there we go, custom Copilot instructions and memory. What a fantastic feature. The ability to give it my own custom instructions and say, always respond in this way. So I'm not having to constantly have that conversation every time I talk to Copilot really will make me a lot more productive. The fact that you can now go in and delete those memories and amend them over time is really useful as well, because your preferences may change. The types of projects you may work on will no doubt change over time, or you may change role. And as you learn more and Copilot learns about you, you may want to kind of tweak that style. So having that ability really, really is fantastic. It really does make Copilot your personal assistant. And if you'd like any more help with Copilot or anything else M365 related, then head on over to our website at iglootech.com. It is linked down in the description, and fill out the contact form. We'd love to talk to you.